Today's video discusses shorts buying AMC. This video covers the exit price of $46 per share and more. First, we examine this. Institutions own 291 million AMC shares, 56.74% of the share flow. AMC insiders own 11.7 million shares, 2.3%. Do you think retail ownership went from 90% plus to 40.96% in months? Their deception and gaslighting continue. First, we've long known AMC's retail ownership was high. No broker has provided the same data as others. Thus, we never understood actual ownership. We understood retail ownership may range from 85% to 95% or more. In a few months, it dropped from 90% to 40.96% without selling. We know that's not true. First, look for oddities. As AMC's share price falls due to manipulation, more institutions buy AMC. I want to speak about how these institutions are exploiting these narratives to go in at the greatest price and buy AMC shares since we saw the price drop. We witnessed an uptick in news pieces advising consumers to sell AMC shares because they claim the firm is bad. However, they did not disclose how institutions were buying AMC stock. Therefore, we knew that. We discussed this in a Michael Burr piece about the importance of actual shares and how they utilize fake shares to overlay trades in short positions. In the end, he summarizes the GME predicament. This is what we're seeing. You must understand that retail still holds the real shares, but they want to give the impression that they are leaving and that institutions are taking over. You must also see this. Why would institutions buy AMC if we went bankrupt? Why would they pile up if AMC would reverse split? Know your holds. They want fearful sales at record lows. I've always found it intriguing that people argue retail is selling, which is why retail ownership is 40%. They failed to recognize or say that retails have not sold shares, or at least the bulk of retailers have not sold shares in the recent 4 to 5 years despite the news. As we see AMC turning around, making investments, potentially raising more money, and improving the box office, you're telling me that we've all opted to sell? Clearly, that's not the case, which is why we see these things happening. Institutional ownership is costly because of manipulation and repression. As we discuss institutional ownership, we need finances to track progress. Discovery Capital invested in AMC, Susanna, Citadel, DeShore, and other longtime AMC short sellers have lately bought millions of AMC shares. Something likely will happen. Breaking or flipping is imminent. All funds are preparing for this change. Our analysis shows that many entities that were short AMC are now buying as much as possible. This follows UBS and Goldman Sachs. Continual spoofing of AMC. They took a huge short position on AMC with no long position to get rid of it, and buy calls and longs. Now, other companies are following suit. Firms like Citadel are also buying more AMC stock. As expected, UBS holds AMC's hazardous swaps. 2 by 23 million AMC shares? It discusses events extensively. Since these corporations have the most exposure to AMC, they're also buying it. It simply reveals their fears. Why would short sellers of AMC with enormous short exposure suddenly increase their holdings, despite all the news and their past actions? Why suddenly invest in AMC? Because they know something's coming. They expected us to sell low, just buying more. Lower it as they can't cover. They want our stock badly. I want to demonstrate this because most apes think this. People consider AMC discounts when they see a loss. They see an opportunity to buy more AMC shares. In light of AMC's falling price, I find it impossible to accept that retail ownership has not increased, but has decreased. People are stating they're buying more because of this deal. I rarely see individuals say AMC dropped 10%, sell all my shares. I find it hard to believe we dropped from 90% plus to 40.96. Institutions rose to 56.74 from a very low level. We discussed this with the suppression. We must also recognize that some individuals distrust AMC's decisions or Adam Aram. But this doesn't mean we should be 100% biased about everything. Obviously, we should view things differently. You must consider benefits and drawbacks. However, I want to know why a wealthy man with a great professional record would suddenly compromise his reputation, his legacy, and safety at the conclusion of his career. No psychologist needs to warn you CEO Adam will keep his commitments. Some people claim Adam Aron is supporting short sellers by authorizing shares, issuing shares, or other things. First, if short sellers are paying Adam Aron to help them, that shows how bad the crisis is and how much money is involved. We must recognize that Adam Aron will profit most when AMC squeezes. Individually, he has the biggest investment in AMC and will profit most. Imagine how much Adam Aron could make if AMC went to $1,000 or $10,000. These short sellers cannot pay Adam Aron that much to not apologize or assist them avoid the squeeze. The squeeze will favor Adam Aron most, in my opinion. Why would he try to stop it? Because short sellers are desperate. He'd help them? Why? Other E's don't even consider selling my AMC shares till it achieves $100,000 per share. With that price, I would only sell 10% of my shares. I will hold 90% for a greater price. Everyone has a distinct exit price, as we've always emphasized. Get your own. You can decide that yourself. First, apes haven't sold their shares and have their own exit price. We've indicated that it's hard to assume AMC's ownership will drop, especially when people are quitting at these high levels we haven't achieved. Why suddenly notice mass sale without signs or records? We discussed this using community knowledge. To see the suppression, compare 9 million shares traded to a 4-cent range. AMC shows consistent volume. However, this constant loudness obscures direction. Despite rebounding, it's slowly falling, even if there are more buyers than sellers. Due to high-frequency trading. We discussed dark pools because they are suppressed. See 66% for AMC. We saw that. And 66% is lower than the 30-day figure, but it's still crazy. This happens frequently with AMC. The frequent use of DPO and high-frequency trading is what's stopping AMC from rising. You can check if the shorts won't quit before they're cheap. The algo just putting the shorts deep under the now wouldn't be long before the dam breaks at these prices, and it's essentially talking about how these algorithms are constantly being used to suppress the price of AMC. But we've talked about this before, and these news articles failed to mention that. Companies like Renaissance talked about how their high-frequency trading was failing at trading meme stocks like AMC. Recent events show them struggling with a past action. We're also seeing problems as high-frequency algorithms struggle. Google flashing GME at 406 MES timelines. The previous close and open of the GME price on Google were 145 and 406. We've witnessed price glitches with AMC or GME several times. It never happens for other stocks, but always for AMC and GME. We've discussed that this wasn't a glitch because the system displayed the inaccurate number. This is a malfunction because some corporations are trading at this level but don't want the public to know. However, the system failed and showed the genuine price. For AMC for GME issues, we've said it many times. However, at 406, GME will be, and shorts are scared that if they trade GME at 406, they would have to trade AMC at a higher price. As gas revenues decline, CDL heads for lowest gains since 2018, which is a major advantage for Citadel from payment for order flow. We discussed Citadel's AMC positioning. We must also consider how Citadel is losing money in other areas. We're seeing them position and accumulate in AMC because they recognize how much they're struggling. They recognize they're losing. They recognize they must change. When AMC explodes, they will face a huge hit that may bankrupt them. Due to their failure in other areas, they can't afford to repress AMC. You can see our pressure on these men. Other pressure indicators include reverse repo. Last Thursday was 11.7 billion and Friday was 3 billion. The current market situation is shown by the number. I think we should focus on this now. As we've indicated, falling to zero doesn't mean the globe freezes and the market bursts. It's not. However, when it goes to zero, these massive institutions will struggle because they won't have liquidity. They'll have to sell positions and they'll have to scramble for every last scrap of capital to survive. We must watch out for that situation, since that's how we get short sellers to cover their positions. We squeeze AMC that way. We compress GME that way. You can even see here how trust in collaterals crumbles fast. Thanks to isolated events, like First Brand and Drickler, markets are quietly sounding. Alarming you don't notice, and just like reverse. Repo and how Citadel is seeing their gas profits fall. This is another example of market uncertainty and how one of the biggest collaterals used in the market is now seeing as shown here. The Fed will inject $8.2 billion into the market tomorrow at 9 a.m., as we've indicated. The market's persistent desire for liquidity indicates this. But there's more. Over 4 days in November, aggregated audit trail recorded 34 billion stock market errors. Now this is intriguing. Here are 2.1 billion equity flaws identified in 1 day and 34.3 billion errors flagged by the CAT over 4 days in November. This is important because, firstly, it shows why Wall Street doesn't want the CAT system, because it exposes what they're doing. And secondly, because we're seeing this. Right now with these massive numbers, 34.3 billion errors. At a time when liquidity is a huge problem, and AMC and GME are applying extreme pressure to short sellers.